Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Manager Marty!
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very much.
Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Manager Marty!
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very much.
Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Manager Marty!
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very much.
Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Manager Marty!
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very much.
Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Manager Marty!
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew, welcome to another episode, another edition of Roll the Tape podcast with Manager Marty. I'm your host, Manager Marty. I'm so glad to be here. Good morning, America. And good evening to all others in different parts of the world outside of the greatest country in the world, the United States of America. Now, we know what we came here for this morning. But before I get into the logistics, let me publicly acknowledge all of the members of this channel. A double salute to all of the members of the channel, supervisors of the Roll the Tape film crew. I also want to publicly acknowledge those that are in the chat, live and live in color. If you're watching the replay of this live, I welcome you. Please give me some feedback in the description of the comment section. I love reading and responding to feedback. I'm so excited because we have a great weekend of boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew, we have a great weekend of boxing. This is a good time to be a boxing fan. I mean, everything kicks off tonight. I mean, when's the last time you really saw a pay-per-view fight on a Friday evening? I'm not talking about like Friday night fights. You know, remember back in the day, some years ago when ESPN used to showcase Friday night fights. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about pay-per-view. Friday night. 3 okay fights. Let's not try to make this into something more sensationalized than it actually is. These are 3 good fights. Okay? Let's be clear on that. And I also want to say this because I'm opening up the show the right way. Because we got to keep it honest and be real, right? I know that Turkey Al-Sheikh is the one who's partially funding this event. Yes, I did say partially. Let's be clear on that. Let's be clear on the fact that DAZN also, they put out monetary resources as well because they are a network. They are the de facto promoters. When you see them advertising, promoting, and obviously producing and broadcasting live events. I mean, they have a streaming platform. So let's be clear on that. But these three fights are not fights that I heard. I'm talking about from the YouTube boxing community. These three fights right here that's happening tonight, and even the fight tomorrow between Canelo Alvarez and William Skull, and we'll get to that later on this weekend. But I haven't heard not even one person in the YouTube boxing community that was clamoring for these fights a year ago, 6, 7 months ago. I mean, I haven't heard it. Maybe you have. I know a lot of people give credence and credit to Turkey Al-Sheikh and he's changing boxing, but there's a false narrative that I wanted to address right now, and then we're going to get to the preview of all three of these fights. The narrative that I want to address, to me, in my opinion, that's false. The false narrative is Turkey Al-Sheikh is giving us the fights we want to see. I've heard so many people say that. Yes, this is Fatal Fury, the name of the event, right? The name of the card is Fatal Fury. We got that. We know it's Turkey Al-Sheikh name all over it. Saudi Arabia's money is being pumped into this promotion. I get it. But when will this false narrative end? Turkey is on Turkey. Let me say that again for the people that's sitting in the back of the church. Turkey is on Turkey. Turki is on Turkey. Time. Turkey on Turkey. Time. I mean, a lot of people giving them credit. I know people are going to get mad and say I'm hating on Turkey Al-Sheikh and I'm hating. You know, that's the narrative that people want to put out when I put out facts, or even if I put out my opinion, right? Here's the thing. No one said that they wanted to see Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez. In fact, when people were asking Devin, while he was in the UK at the quote-unquote media workout, the day before the Ring Magazine ceremony that a lot of people were invited to, good ceremony, from what I can see. It was a really successful ceremony. But the media was asking Devin, are you going to fight Ryan Garcia next? Who's your next opponent? And Devin didn't even know who was next. Devin Haney didn't even know who his next opponent was at that point. But it was Jose Ramirez. Now, the reason why I say Devin Haney didn't know at the time is because, remember, Devin Haney was just in an interview a few days ago. I have the tape queued up just in case a hater of mine, a detractor of mine, a spy of mine challenge me. Devin Haney said, his words, not mine, that I reached out to Turkey Al-Sheikh to ask him to help put a fight on for me. That's what Devin said. And I'm just trying to figure out who said that they wanted this fight to happen, because the last time I checked, Devin Haney said that he wanted Ryan Garcia. Y'all remember that? He said he didn't want him at first. A week after the fight, he was telling everybody he didn't want to fight Ryan Garcia anymore. Remember, a couple of days after the fight, really was within the same week after the fight, he went on ESPN. Remember, Devin Haney went on ESPN. Remember, he was y'all remember, they put him in that little small little studio space to interview him. But while his dad was on a platform that got over 6 million subscribers over there at Vlad TV. Yeah, Bill Haney did a Vlad TV interview while his son was sitting in the small little studio at ESPN. Well, anyway, Devin Haney said, I'm not fighting Ryan Garcia no more. I don't want to fight him. He's a cheater. I don't want to fight Ryan Garcia. And then, of course, months later, he changed his stance and he said he wanted to fight Ryan Garcia. And of course, no one knew that Devin Haney was suspended. I'm the one that broke that news. He was suspended by the New York State Athletic Commission for medical reasons. In fact, he was out of the ring and out of competition and out of training for 8 months. I just want to put this in perspective before we get on with the show so we understand that we can be on the same page as boxing fans. No one talked about Teofimo Lopez fighting Arnold Barboza Jr. Have you heard that? I mean, I haven't heard of YouTube boxing streets. I haven't heard it. I haven't heard anyone say, man, I want Teo to fight Arnold Barboza. I haven't heard it. Have you? I haven't even heard people say, man, Ryan Garcia, man, his next fight, man, his next fight, man, we want to see him fight Rolly Romero. I haven't heard anyone say that. So the reason why I'm saying that is because I want the false narrative in boxing, in the YouTube boxing community, and in the media to stop, to cease. Stop saying Turki Al-Sheikh is giving us the fights we all want to see, because it's not. Now, do we want to see Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney in the rematch? Absolutely. But at the same time, with this card right here, add this to the list of fights that none of us wanted to see. And let me ask another question. Did anybody want to see Terence Crawford fight Israel Madrimov? That was a Turki Al-Sheikh notable card that he pumped money into, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, I haven't heard the YouTube boxing community say, man, the Terence Crawford next fight. No, don't worry about Tim Tszyu. And Terence Crawford next fight. No. Don't worry about the rematch with Errol Spence. And Terence Crawford next fight. No. Don't worry about moving up to 154 to fight Sebastian Fundora. No. Don't worry about that. We want to see Terence Crawford fight a guy named Israel Madrimov. Did y'all hear that? I mean, I haven't heard it. Me personally, I haven't heard it. So all I'm trying to get at is the fact that there are so many different false narratives about Turki. And one of them is he's putting on the biggest fights possible that we all want to see. 80% of y'all didn't even know who Israel Madrimov was. In fact, people even criticized Terence Crawford for fighting Madrimov in the promotion and build up to the fight. In other words, people were saying, man, he only have 11 professional fights. I mean, I made a reference to it because I was proving an actual point. But the point that I'm making right now is that these are just good fights. This is an action-packed card, and they are good fights. But at the same time, these are not the biggest fights that can be made possible, nor are these fights the fights that we all were clamoring for. Okay, now that I got that out the way, before we get to our preview on the show, let me first publicly acknowledge that the air fryer is warming up, and it's going to get hotter from here because we're going to have monetary contributions throughout this live broadcast that's going to heat up the air fryer to 500 degrees. I have some good information, so don't leave. There's a great piece of information that I want to put out there that you ain't going to find nowhere else. That's why I'm glad you're here. Double salute to Jab Queen Boxing. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. And Jab Queen Boxing is also a member of the channel and supervisor of the Roll the Tape film crew. And Jab Queen Boxing says this in the super chat: turn the air fryer up. I certainly will, Ty. You better believe it. Double salute to my guy. He's also a member of the channel, supervisor of the Roll the Tape film crew. Thank you, Jeremy Austin. Double salute to you. Appreciate you, my guy, for throwing that nickel at us. Who else we got here? My other guy, man. Man, I got love for everybody in the chat, man. All of you all that contribute your time. I appreciate all of y'all in the chat. For real, I got the hottest chat on YouTube. Even though I share audience members with other platforms, I got the hottest chat on. I promise you that. Hands down. Double salute to my other guy, man. I love this guy, man. I got a lot of love and respect for this guy, man. Creo the Traveler, day one supporter. Double salute to my guy Creo. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel, man. And Creo says in the super chat, we need answers. And Creo, I have some answers for you today. I have some questions too. You know, I ask a lot of questions. I'm very inquisitive. I have some answers that I want to give to everybody regarding Devin Haney. And we're going to get to that when I get to the Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez fight in their preview. Double salute to Noop Warlock. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel in the super chat. Noop says, people want to see Ryan versus Rolly and Bud versus Canelo. I do agree with you, Noop, that people do want to see Bud versus Canelo. I agree with that. But I would like to believe that more people, not saying that nobody wants to see Ryan and Rolly. No one was really clamoring for Ryan's next fight to be with Rolly Ramirez. In fact, I would believe that people will want to see a Ryan Garcia versus a Devin Haney more than they want to see a Ryan Garcia and Rolly. But the fight is here now. And in the chat, please engage in the chat with preview or your prediction or your analysis of these fights. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. Let's get to the first fight that we're going to talk about this morning and this evening to some of you. It's not a fake narrative. Somebody says I'm putting out a fake narrative. These are not the fights that we all were clamoring for before it was even announced. That's what I'm getting at, compared to other fights that we really wanted to see. I mean, we got to keep it 100, Noop. And I'm only pointing you out because you said I'm spreading a false narrative or a fake narrative. We have to keep it 100. We know that Jose Ramirez, okay, is a tune-up fight, a stepping stone fight for Devin Haney, okay? We also know that Rolly Romero is a tune-up fight and a stepping stone for Ryan Garcia. Now, how do we know that? There's two facts that we can deduce from it all. Number one, both Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney have been out of competition inside of a boxing ring for one whole entire year. In fact, number two, everybody said it. That contingent upon Ryan Garcia winning and contingent upon Devin Haney winning, they will fight each other next sometime in October of this year. So there you have it. That's all I was trying to say. Teofimo Lopez, world champion. He's going to defend his title against Arnold Barboza Jr. And I mean, listen, this is a good fight. All three fights on this card, they are good fights. They're entertaining fights. We are all going to be in for some good boxing tonight and, of course, this weekend. I want to start off each fight that I'm going to preview and give my analysis on with the results of the actual weigh-in from last night. Okay? I'm going to start the show off right because the air fryer is warming up and we need more contributions so that the air fryer can warm up to 500 degrees. I'm going to be very controversial right now. You ain't going to find this information nowhere else. That's why I'm glad y'all here this morning. Teofimo Lopez, right? And I know a lot of people are going to get upset, and I'm okay with that. Double salute. Oh, my goodness. I miss her so much. Double salute to Miss Barbara D. Good to see you, Miss Barbara D. Double salute. She's a member of the channel, supervisor of the Roll the Tape film crew, Miss Barbara D. Now, what I'm about to say, Miss Barbara, what I'm about to say, Jab Queen, Cornelius, all things, double salute to my guy, all things again. Brian King, I'm about to tell y'all now. Creole, Midwest Boxing. I'm about to say that a lot of people not going to like this, okay? But I have to be honest. Air fryer is warming up. Thank you. Double salute to Barbara D. Miss Barbara, by the way. In the super chat, thank you, Miss Barbara. Miss Barbara says, let's cook. Okay, air fryer just turned up. Now we're going to cook. Teofimo Lopez's physique and that weigh-in look highly suspicious. Yeah, I said it. Teofimo Lopez Jr., his physique at the weigh-in is highly suspicious. You don't have to take my word for it. You all know at this point, I've proven myself so far, that when I tell you that someone's performance is enhanced, it usually is. And when I tell you that someone's physique looks suspicious to me, it usually is. I'm not saying I'm always right. I'm just saying there were a lot of times I was right thus far since I've been speaking on all of this for 2 years as the anti-doping advocate in boxing. Now, Teofimo Lopez, when I looked at his midsection, because that's the first thing, I want to teach y'all something about the sport of boxing. That's the first thing I look at these weigh-ins. And you can all adopt that same method, okay? The first thing I look at weigh-ins when professional boxers hit the scale is their midsection, right? Because you get a front view of their torso. Now watch this. When they turn to face each other, two fighters, two opponents, continue to look at the side of their midsection. So if you see a little gut, little flabby, these things mean something. But Teofimo Lopez Jr.'s physique, when I saw it, did not look natural to me. I'm not accusing Teofimo Lopez Jr. of using any performance enhancement drugs or illegal substances. What I am telling you is that his physique looks suspicious. To me, his torso and midsection area did not look natural to me. I'm not going to put the pictures up that I screenshot. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm just letting y'all know what I saw. Now, in that, Barboza Jr., I was a little surprised by his physique. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. You know I got to keep it real. I was a little surprised. And the reason why I say I was surprised, because I know Arnold Barboza Jr. is on the snack program with Victor Conti. I know that personally. How do I know that? Because Barboza just did a small little 12-second clip where he promoted it 3 days ago on Instagram. The Snack System Instagram page of Victor Conti's snack business. He said it. I mean, I put a picture up the other day where Barboza Jr. was wearing a snack hat, and we know that he's with Victor Conti in the snack program. We know that. I was surprised by his physique. In other words, I expected his physique to look a little different, mainly because he's been more active in multiple training camps within the past 1 year. But both of these guys did make weight. Now, speaking of multiple times that Barboza Jr. fought in the past year, this may prove to be an advantage for him. I mean, if you go back from 1 year ago, let's go back to the same night that Devin Haney fought Ryan Garcia last year, April 20th, right? 2024. Because he fought in January 2024, but I'm just saying in April of 2024, right? He went the whole entire 10 rounds with Sean McComb, right? Then 7 months later, he fights Jose Ramirez, the opponent for Devin Haney tonight, right? So he fought 3 times in 2024. The last 2 were 7 months apart. Then in his last fight this year, which was in February, a few months ago, February of 2025. So that was actually 3 months after he fought Jose Ramirez. He fought Jack Catterall, and he won. So if you look at what Barboza Jr. has been doing in the past 1 year, he's been fighting and winning and going the distance. And not only that, his opponents all had winning records. Only one loss apiece, but they all have winning records. So Barboza Jr. has been very, very active. So when we talk about the sweet science, you know, they say boxing is the sweet science. It's not just about the weight and how to manipulate the numbers when it comes to weight classes and rehydration. It's also about the business science. And that's the numbers that I am referring to from a business perspective. I'm trying to teach you all something here. The business science, when we talk about numbers as professional boxing managers and professional boxing promoters and professional boxing matchmakers, we look at the other science, the numbers, the dates that fighters have been active and inactive inside of a professional competition. And not only that, how long they've been out of competition. Have they been actively involved in the actual boxing gym, working and training? And these are the numbers that we look at in the business of boxing. And that proves dividends compared to when a fighter is not actively training, who's not been in the ring competing, right? They're a little rusty. They have to get their rhythm back. It takes them a few rounds to be able to do that in a professional boxing match. And depending on who the opponent is, they may be able to slide past with a knockdown or a knockout to seal the win so that they won't have to go the distance. All of these different nuances are important. So when I look at Barboza Jr. from a business perspective, from a boxing manager's perspective, I see that this man have been active for one whole year. He's fought in April of last year. 7 months later, he fought in November. And then 3 months after that, he fought again. And now, watch this, 3 months after that, he's fighting again, which is tonight. So Barboza is going to be extremely sharper with the accuracy of his punches. Not only that, but Barboza Jr. should be more accustomed to resist punches because he has been active. That is going to prove very, very beneficial to him in this fight. Now, granted, granted, I have to say this because this is as equally as important when we talk about the sweet science, right? Science, the numbers, right? He does have 32 professional fights, but the numbers suggest that he only has 11 knockouts, right? That's important. That's definitely important. We can't overlook that. Okay? I mean, he's undefeated. Now, he's going up against Teofimo Lopez. In the past 1 year, Teofimo Lopez, from this year right now, May of 2025, all the way till, let's say, May of 2024, he's only fought one time. He was active in 2024 because he fought Jermaine Ortiz, a fight that I thought that he actually lost. Very close fight, could have went either way. But he won that fight. That was in February of 2024. And then 4 months later, Top Rank got him back in the ring again. And he fought against the guy Claggett in June of 24, a guy who had 7 losses. And I want to tell you this, to me, in Teofimo's last fight, to me, he didn't look as sharp as I thought he should have looked. To me, that's just my personal opinion, been watching Teo for many years. So when you look at Barboza Jr. fighting 3 times in the past year compared to Teo fighting once, that means something. Teofimo Lopez have technically been out of the boxing ring competing for almost 1 year. That may prove dividends for Barboza and detrimental to Lopez. See, you're not going to get all of this from other channels. Most of these boxing channels on YouTube, and we all know this to be true, they're not boxing fans. They're not fans of the sport. They're fans of money. They're fans of attention. And they're fans of certain specific boxers. I'm talking about breaking this thing down like an old rifle, like I'm doing this morning. A lot of them don't do that. To each his own, not here to judge or misjudge. But this is the type of breakdowns you need as a professional boxing fan, because you are a professional. All of you listening to me right now, live and living color, you're a professional boxing fan. You know boxing. Some people don't know boxing. But the bottom line is, if you look at this fight right here, basically what I'm saying is we're still in for a good fight. I think this fight right here, and this is based on both of their styles, I think this is like a 50-50 fight. This might be the most entertaining fight of the entire night. And I could be wrong, but this might be the most entertaining fight because they're matched so evenly well with their styles and how they compete. Now, in my opinion, I think Teofimo Lopez is more agile and more athletic than Barboza Jr., more slicker with regards to defensive technique, because Barboza Jr. is a pressure fighter too. I think this fight is going to be a really, really good fight. The person that's going to win this fight tonight is the one that's going to be able to endure to the end mentally. Whoever is going to endure to the end mentally will win this fight. Because I believe this fight is going to go the entire distance of 12 rounds. But I have to admit the snack program works. I mean, when I see Barboza fight, and then we're going to move on to our next fight, he never gets tired. I mean, I know why he never gets tired. And now many of you do as well because you all have been watching me long enough. You know the snack program works. So in the later rounds, I think Barboza will have the edge because he's definitely not going to get tired. I doubt that. I mean, in his last couple of fights I've seen him with Snack, he just don't get tired anyway. But mentally, the fighter that's more relentless, that's more dedicated, that's more hungrier is going to win this fight. And I believe that Barboza Jr. is more mentally tougher than Lopez because I've seen Teofimo Lopez Jr. have a lot of meltdowns in his fights. Mentally, where he's not focused, where he's checking out, where he's getting bored, where he's not being as competitive in the later rounds that he do in the earlier rounds. So I give the mental edge to Barboza Jr., and I think this fight is more likely to have an upset, excuse me, than the other two. I could be wrong about that as well. So that's my take on that. That's my analysis, excuse me, for the Teofimo Lopez Barboza fight this evening. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, why are you going to the main event next? Because there's something important I want to tell you about Devin Haney. So you got to stay. You got to stay. Don't move. Stay right here. Don't leave. Stay right here. Some information I want to give you. But a lot of people already know the styles of Rolly and Garcia. A lot of people know their styles. The casual fans, you know, I'm not including them in the equation when I say a lot of people. I'm talking about hardcore boxing fans. Actually know both styles. Ryan style and Rolly style. And I think that this fight is going to be more entertaining than it's being publicly advertised. Because so many people are focusing on Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney next, that they're not really putting emphasis on this fight. Rolly Romero has an opportunity to win big tonight. Yes, he is definitely the underdog. No question about that. Yes, the reason why he's in the ring is to get Ryan Garcia prepared for a harder, tougher, expected fight with Devin Haney. But at the same time, you can't never count Rolly out because Rolly has power. And he swings for the fences. Like he has bad intentions when he fights. And that's something that can be respectable. The problem is, as we all know, Rolly Romero lacked tactical and technical boxing skills. And I'm including footwork. He can counterpunch. He can. A lot of stuff that he can do that will help him in this fight with Ryan. And one of the things he can do is have the mindset to basically be relentless. He had to go in here in this fight with Ryan Garcia and swing for the fences. I mean, I think that's one of his only chances of winning this fight. I would be surprised if Rolly Romero knock down or knock out Ryan Garcia? I mean, because that's what he said he was going to do. And we've seen Ryan Garcia get knocked down before, haven't we? Against Luke Campbell. So his chin has been tested. We've seen it. But Rolly need to just swing for the fences in this fight, man. And ladies, go in here, first round. Same thing he tried to do with Tank Davis. Rolly. He went at Tank, knowing Tank Davis had more power than him. But the mindset of being relentless, being untamed, being unafraid, he's going to have to maintain that relentless streak against Ryan. From the opening bell, go at Ryan. He don't have good footwork. That's not a criticism or knock. That's the reality. He does not have good footwork. So, of course, Ryan Garcia should go in there and outbox Rolly. But knowing Ryan trying to make a big statement. And he wants to make a big statement so that the performance level tonight will then translate into what he believes is going to happen again in his mind against Devin Haney when they fight in the rematch. So he's going to try to go in there and look for big shots against Rolly, which he can land on Rolly. Because Rolly going to come at you. Advance, step up. But what happens if Rolly catch Ryan with something? Because if you go back and look at that Rolly versus Tank fight, Rolly caught Tank with a couple shots. He did. And this is not Rolly's first time being in New York. I mean, the fight with Tank was in Brooklyn, New York, at the Barclays Center. Of course, now they're in Times Square, but the point is, this is not a big stage to make Rolly nervous. And I'm not talking about regular jitters that all athletes get. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about him being nervous where it prevents him from sticking to his game plan. Because check this out. All of the fighters on this card, all 6 of them on this particular card, they all are accustomed to fighting in the presence of thousands of fans, thousands of people. Now you talking about they got to go in the ring tonight and fight in front of like 300 people, like it's the amateur, like, in the amateurs, it'd be like 200, 300 people at these amateur shows. Or less. But this is not an amateur fight. So they're used to fighting in small crowds. But that was when they were in the amateur boxing program. What happens when you got a lot of people in the stands that are just casuals? I know it's probably not going to be stands outside, but in the seats outside. The 200, 300 people that are invited, half of them probably going to be dignitaries anyway. But the point I'm making is there's not going to be tens and thousands of people there live right there ringside. So some of the quietness, they got to fight through all of that. Because Rolly, when he hits you as a fighter and the crowd roars, he start going at you more and more because Rolly likes attention. I mean, I really wish that Rolly would have done a little bit more talking and been a little bit more animated for the buildup of this fight. But that's neither here nor there. Rolly's predicting a knockout, something that no one has ever done to Ryan Garcia. Now, let's get to their weigh-in real quick. I should have did this first, but I was so excited about what I'm going to say about Devin Haney and Ramirez. But Ryan Garcia, and I know Bill Haney spoke on the physique of Ryan Garcia. I know he publicly said that he looks different than the first fight between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. His body don't look the same because he doesn't have ostarine in his system, blah, blah, blah. But y'all know me. I'm a straight shooter. I'm going to always be honest and keep it real. Ryan Garcia, when I looked at that weigh-in last night, man, Ryan Garcia looked the same way he did in that Devin fight. I'm just keeping it 100. I'm going to be honest. He don't look any different than the regular Ryan. He looked like the regular Ryan Garcia I've been seeing him. He's been regular Ryan Garcia that I've been seeing him in multiple fights. Now, of course, I can tell you that a few years ago, when Ryan Garcia was a little bit more dedicated to the craft, his physique did look more presentable. He was a little bit more chiseled. But man, these last couple of years, Ryan Garcia been smoking weed, drinking alcohol excessively, partying. His dedication haven't been here. And it has shown time and time again. But contrary to his last fight, he actually made weight this time. Under the weight limit. I mean, he did a good job making the weight this time. Ryan Garcia did. Rolly Romero's body, I'm going to leave that alone. Because I don't want to start no controversy. Man, I do want to start controversy. I'm just trying to figure out, why do Rolly look so stiff like that? I'm just trying to figure out what. His body look different too, man. Rolly Romero's body, the man look like RoboCop, man. But I will tell you, his body looked more natural. His physique and torso look more natural than Teofimo Lopez's. But when I looked at Rolly, I looked at him with the side eye. I got to keep it 100 with y'all. I had to look at him like, because he looked a little bit too tight. And I know what that means. But I'm not here to accuse. Because his body did look natural. I'm not here to accuse. Okay? I'm just saying what I saw. Now, we know Ryan Garcia been out the ring for 1 whole year. So it's no surprise if his body looks the way it looks, because hey, he's been out of the camp, the gym, training for 1 whole year. And we do know that he did smoke weed and drink after the fight with Devin Haney. I mean, he said he stopped months later, but I just gotta say, Ryan Garcia got to be on his A game in this fight. His physique does not look like he's in shape, but I'm telling y'all right now, Ryan Garcia is in shape. He's in better shape from what I saw in this fight at the weigh-in than he did in the last fight at that weigh-in. I'm comparing both the weigh-ins from when he fought Devin Haney last night. He looked different in the sense that he looked like he was more in shape this time around. Physique kind of still looked the same. But Oscar De La Hoya predicted that Ryan Garcia was going to knock Rolly Romero out in 5 rounds. That's what Oscar said. He's going to knock him out in 5. I'm just going by what Oscar De La Hoya said. So now Oscar is saying Ryan Garcia is going to knock out Rolly. Ryan Garcia said he's going to knock out Rolly. But Rolly's saying he's going to knock out Ryan. See, this is why this is an entertaining fight. You got 2 guys that's telling the world that they're going to knock each other out, and both have power to really hurt each other. What fight is Ryan Garcia going to fight is the question. Is he going to go in there and try to bang it out? Or is he going to try to outbox Rolly? Because Ryan Garcia can outbox Rolly and make this an easy night. But, of course, Ryan Garcia is going to try to make a statement. And I think because of Ryan Garcia's inactivity, he definitely will have to pace himself. Now let's go back, like I just did the other two fighters, T.O. and Arnold. Let's go back a year ago. Rolly Romero, we know what happened in 2024 with him in the 8th round. He got TKO'd by who? Isaac Cruz. But he did come back 6 months later, and he fought in September of 2024. Went the full 10 rounds, right? So now he's coming back 8 months later to fight Ryan Garcia. So Rolly has been active. But of course, his chin has been tested twice. And both of his losses, one against Tank and one against Isaac Cruz. And it was from that left hand. Something that Ryan Garcia has perfected over the years, the left hand. So I wouldn't be surprised if Rolly get caught with something crazy from Ryan. But Rolly has been more active, in the ring. Now, of course, he only had one fight from May, of 2024 to now. But in March of 24, he went 8 rounds with Isaac Cruz. Grueling rounds, too. I think Ryan Garcia should pace himself for the first few rounds just because he's been out of the ring for 1 year. And I think Ryan Garcia needs to back Rolly Romero up. He needs to press Rolly if he wants to win this fight and make a statement doing so. Because if Rolly start advancing Ryan and Ryan is start getting into a defensive-minded strategy, then he's going to start having these lapses. And we've seen these lapses happen when Ryan fought Devin Haney. Yes, he was tired, so I believe fatigue had a lot to do with it, but he started lapsing mentally because he was trying to pace himself. And then Devin Haney started to do what? Advance him and be successful at it and be aggressive in his attack. That's not where Ryan needs to be in this fight. He needs to back Rolly Romero up after pacing himself and getting into his rhythm because he has that ring rust, letting that left hand fly and using that jab, keeping Rolly at the end of the stick. And this will be an easy night for Ryan Garcia. And we know what Rolly going to have to do. Keep swinging for the fences, baby. Like this is your last fight. Because Ryan Garcia said he's going to retire Rolly tonight. We don't know if that's true or not. But I would not be surprised if there's a knockdown in this fight. We shall see. I think this fight is going to go the entire distance, but there will be a knockdown, in my opinion, in this fight. That's what I believe. I could be wrong. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a knockdown in this fight. But I do believe that this fight's going to go the full 12 rounds. Now, of course, every time Rolly get in there with somebody who has skills, doesn't end well for him. So we shall see. I do have Ryan Garcia winning this fight. Both of these guys are naturally big guys. So they're going to go in there practically almost the same size after they rehydrate tonight. I think the fight's going to go the distance, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a knockdown in this fight. I have Ryan Garcia winning this fight. And I think it's going to be entertaining, though. All entertaining. All entertainment. And controversial on some levels because you got two controversial professional boxers in the ring fighting each other. Interesting fight. Now, of course, we have to talk about this fight. We have to. And I want to say this too real quick about Ryan and Rolly. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a knockout. I don't think a knockout is going to happen tonight in that fight, but I wouldn't be surprised because we've seen how Rolly's chin get tested, and he's always getting knocked out with somebody that has power, who has quick movement, and of course, a quick, powerful left hand, like with Isaac Cruz and Tank Davis. Ryan Garcia fits the bill. So I wouldn't be surprised if a knockout is going to happen. I don't think one is going to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised. Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez. I want to talk about the weigh-in real quick, give my analysis on that. Then I want to play an audio because this is what y'all really came here for. And I love each and every last one of you. Jose Ramirez, I'm glad that he's comfortable at the weight that he's in because he said he struggled for the last couple of fights trying to make the weight. And now that he's at 147, he can feel more comfortable in the ring. At a more natural weight, he can feel stronger. He won't be fatigued, all of those things. But at the weigh-in, though, compared to Devin Haney's physique, oh, man. And I'm not here to compare. I mean, I'm just saying in general because Ramirez has been more active than Devin Haney within the last year. But they may wait. Now, speaking of physique, I'm always talking about Devin Haney's body transformation. I mean, I'm surprised. Okay, I'm not surprised. I just wanted to start some controversy. I'm not surprised. Devin Haney's been out of competition for 1 year. He's been suspended for 8 months out of the 1 year. He's much bigger, meaning that he made weight in his last fight with Ryan Garcia. But of course, we know he always rehydrates 25 to 30 pounds. I mean, his physique looks incredible. I mean, you would think this guy was in the gym for 6 months straight, when we all know that he wasn't. And there's also a false narrative that the Haneys, both Bill and Devin, kept putting out there for months now. Oh, we just taking a vacation to spend time with family. When the truth of the matter is, I'm the one that broke the news that Devin Haney was suspended by the New York State Athletic Commission and has been suspended for 8 months. And no one ever came back out and gave a public statement on why. The YouTube channels that are pro-Haney channels, I don't listen to them, but I know people that do. And from what I've been told by multiple people, they never even had Bill or Devin Haney on their platform and asking them and holding them accountable to tell them what happened to Devin Haney. Why was he suspended for 8 months? Why couldn't he train or compete for 8 months? But yet, people have heard lawsuits being filed. People heard that Ryan Garcia should be banned for life from the sport of boxing. These are words that, Bill Haney said. People heard that Devin Haney is now actively enrolled in 24/7, 365 VADA testing. We ain't seen no proof yet. I mean, we did see one of the DCOs extracting blood from Devin back in January. But good old Victor Haney, excuse me, I meant Victor Conti, not Victor Haney. Victor Conti, he didn't post the VADA documents that state when an athlete is testing through their quote-unquote program that they tested negative. I mean, he usually does. Now that there's a fight brewing, I mean, where's the paperwork at? We haven't heard anything about this testing, the VADA testing. Now, Bill Haney was in a recent interview, and he said that Turkey Al-Sheikh paid for all of the VADA testing for all of the fights on this card. But that's hearsay. Where's the paperwork? See, when I ask for paperwork for VADA testing, I'm not referring to the documents that Victor Conti posts about Devin Haney. You know, that's the only fighter he always posts, the quote-unquote the test papers from VADA. He only do Devin's that I've seen so far. I'm talking about the actual results from the lab, the SMARTL lab, SMRTL, that lab in Utah. I'm talking about the actual results and what panel was used. What were they testing for? Yeah, post that. Post the results from the lab, not from a third party who just mediate the process. Yeah, all right, whatever. Anyway, my point is, we don't know if there's VADA testing or not. Not just for this fight, but for all the fights on the card. I mean, granted, you know, everybody's saying Ryan Garcia is a cheater, right? Not some people on this channel. I'm just saying in general. You know, everybody's clamoring for Ryan Garcia to be a cheater. He used Ostarine. He was suspended by the New York State Athletic Commission, even though the New York State Athletic Commission is facilitating him being the main eventer in this fight. Anyway, my point is, if you have a guy who tested positive for a banned substance on your card as the main event, I mean, shouldn't it be more publicized that VADA testing is being used for all of these athletes, including Ryan Garcia? I mean, I haven't heard too many people talk about VADA testing for these fights on this card, and I wonder why. I'm just asking the question. Is this, you know, just why not? Just a question. Now, there are questions surrounding the weight that Devin Haney is going to rehydrate to. Okay? We talked about this yesterday briefly when a guy named BH, and I'm not talking about Bill Haney, it has the word hacker in his name. I'm not going to give him credit or credence this morning on this show because that's what he really want when he come up here. He want attention, and I get it. Hey, Ariana. But, good morning. But I want to play something that Sugar Shane Mosley said. Sugar Shane Mosley is now a part of the training camp of Devin Haney as the trainer. Of course, when it's time for the fight to take place tonight, you will see Bill Haney as the chief second, the head trainer, even though he don't train Devin Haney at all. But they hired Sugar Shane Mosley for this camp. Sugar Shane Mosley has been on record publicly for the last few days in interviews talking about how Devin Haney is going to knock out Ryan Garcia when they fight. And he's also predicting that Devin Haney is going to knock out Jose Ramirez tonight in the 6th round. Those are the words of Sugar Shane Mosley in a recent interview that was published this morning by the Official Call podcast, Bird and Bayless, the referees. You know Kenny Bayless, right? The referee, Bayless, and the referee, Robert Bird. And Sugar Shane Mosley said some interesting things when they asked him about Devin Haney's weight and rehydration. And I wanted to play it, and I want to get your thoughts on it in the chat, of course, live and living color, and in the comments section below if you're watching the replay of this live. Now, Fadid, in my chat, my guy, asked why Mosley with Team Haney. I don't know, but I will tell you this, Fadid, and I made a reference of this for Fareed and others. I've made a reference about this for the last 48 hours. that the Haneys keep associating themselves with known PED cheaters or suppliers. You know Mickey Bay, who was in the training camp of Devin Haney several times as a trainer. You know Mickey Bay tested positive for a banned substance called testosterone, and he was suspended and fined by the Nevada State Athletic Commission in 2013 after that third round knockout he produced on the guy Rodriguez. We know Sugar Shane Mosley, who never tested positive, but of course was getting his steroids and PEDs, EPO, testosterone, HGH, and the clearing cream from Victor Conti. And you've seen how Sugar Shane Mosley's physique stayed intact the way it did, especially when he used the steroids and PEDs to cheat Oscar De La Hoya in their rematch. And now we already been knew this for many, many years, that the Haneys are now associated for the last 11 to 12 professional fights that Devin Haney has been in with the convicted distributor of performance-enhancing drugs and illegal substances, Victor Conti, the owner of the snack program. Let's hear what Sugar Shane Mosley said, and it really intrigued me when I heard this. It actually perked my ears up because I wanted Shane to really spill the beans and tell us some more. But let's go back to hear what Shane said when he was asked about it, and let's see if we all can come to common ground on Devin Haney's weight and, of course, the rehydration. Hold on. This was published this morning. Two Hall of Fame referees, Robert Byrd and Kenny Bayless. Robert Byrd and Kenny Bayless have a podcast, a YouTube channel now. Just started. They're doing pretty good. They had Sugar Shane Mosley on there yesterday, and they published it this morning. Fresh and hot off the press. Don't take my word for it. Roll the tape.
Hey, but mentally, I think that Devin will probably want to showcase a different Devin.
Yeah, he will. He will.
Yeah,
He will. He will, and mentally he's stronger. Mentally, he has more. I believe that because me being in the camp, it gives him a different. Mentally, it gives him more strength, more power. You know what I'm saying? Not that. I mean, I help him with a lot of different things, but mentally, I'm the type that I'm gonna tell you, boom, 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 and this is why this happened. This is why this happened, and he's confident in his moves now. He's confident in the block and the counter or whatever it is that we're doing. He's confident, and you're gonna see that when he fights.
yeah. Shane, when fighters usually come into camp, sometimes they can be 15, 20, 25 pounds overweight. And when weight is a factor, depending upon what weight division you're fighting at,
Right.
you got to, some camps, I know they may have a nutritionist that's feeding them.
He has
That ideal weight
yeah.
come fight night.
Right.
What is it like for them?
So he has a nutritionist, and his nutritionist take care of all that stuff. When I was fighting, I probably wouldn't be probably as big as Devin is, but they have a system. They've been with Devin for, I think, 6 fights or 6 camps, whatever. So they have a system where they come in or they will work out to a certain weight to a week before the fight, and then they drop down, they go right back up. Like I said, I've never did it, so I don't know it, and they've been doing it, so I don't. That's not my territory. As far as this is concerned, the camp is concerned. I'm different. I grew up a little different. I was probably like 5 pounds away from the thing or something like that, maybe, like 5 pounds away, and then I drop down and they go right back up. They do something different. So, like I said, that's not my expertise. I don't know that. If I would have been doing that, what they're doing back when I was fighting, all hell would have been ready. Maybe. I don't know. I would have been gonna do it, probably. But, I got it.
Did y'all hear that? That was Sugar Shane Mosley. Let's see if we can get an audio check. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2. Is my mic on? 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2. Can I do an audio check? Did anyone in the chat hear that? Just a yes or no. I don't ask for much. Just yes or no. Did anyone in the chat? Can somebody tell me in the chat or the comment section too? If you're watching the replay of this broadcast, can someone tell me? Did y'all hear that? Anyone? Did anyone hear what Sugar Shane Mosley said? Rick, you heard it? Thank you, Rick. Rick said he heard it. I try to figure. I got some questions on that, y'all. I promise you, I'm gonna let y'all go in a few minutes, but I just want to ask some questions. That's all I want to do. I'm gonna play that last piece again. Thank you, Jay Miller. Creo heard it. The People's Perspective Uncut heard it. I'm gonna play that last piece. I don't mean to start any controversy. All right, I do mean to start controversy. Let me play the last piece of what Sugar Shane Mosley said about Devin Haney's weight and what they're doing over. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to play that last piece. Kenny Bayless asked Sugar Shane Mosley a question about the 25 pounds, the 30 pounds rehydration. I'm going to play that last. I just want to see what Shane was talking about, this new system in nutritionist. I just want to know what he's talking about. Roll the tape.
Yeah. Shane, when fighters usually come into camp, sometimes they can be 15, 20, 25 pounds overweight. And when weight is a factor, depending upon what weight division you're fighting at,
Right.
you got, some camps, I know they may have a nutritionist that's feed them.
He has nutrition.
That ideal weight.
Yeah.
Come fight night.
Right.
What is it like for Devin?
So he has a nutritionist, and his nutritionist take care of all that stuff. When I was fighting, I probably wouldn't be probably as big as Devin is, but they have a system. They've been with Devin for, I think, 6 fights or 6 camps, whatever. So they have a system where they come in or they will work out to a certain weight to a week before the fight, and then they drop down. They go right back up. Like I said, I've never did it, so I don't know it, and they've been doing it, so I don't. That's not my territory. As far as this is concerned, the camp is concerned. I'm different. I grew up a little different. I was probably like 5 pounds away from the thing or something like that. Maybe like 5 pounds away, and then I drop down and they go right back up. They do something different, so. Like I said, that's not my expertise. I don't know that. If I would have been doing that, what they're doing back when I was fighting, all hell would have been ready.
Why? Why would somebody raise hell for doing something legal and acceptable? Shane, I'm just asking the question. Don't get mad at us. Don't get mad at me and the Roller Tape family. We're just asking questions. Where's Bill Haney when you need? Hey, Bill! What y'all doing over there, Bill? Who's the nutritionist that Shane Mosley was talking about? See, I try to be calm. Y'all see, I started the show. I was calm. I was chilling. I was breaking down the fights. I was giving my analysis, giving a preview, talking about the weigh-in. But now Shane Mosley done woke me up this morning. What nutritionist is he talking about? I'm just asking a question because Devin Haney said, and I have the tape queued up. I wish a Devin Haney fan would challenge me this morning. I got it queued up. Devin Haney said on MMA Hour, remember, I played this piece, an excerpt to Victor Conte when he was here, face to face. Devin Haney said when he was asked about the 25 pounds that he rehydrated to when he fought Regis Prograis, Devin Haney admitted it and said, yeah, it's true. I did come into the fight 25 pounds more than the weight limit, which was 140. Devin Haney weighed 165 pounds. His words, not mine, when he fought Regis Prograis. The man asked him, the host of MMA Hour asked him, how is that possible? Devin Haney said it was water weight. All I did was just drink water. The man asked him, how can you gain 25 pounds within 24 hours? And Devin Haney said, hey, I just was drinking a lot of water. But we all know you can't gain 25 pounds within 24 hours just by drinking water alone. So Shane Mosley, since you said that the nutritionists have been with Devin Haney for the last 5 or 6 camps or last 5 or 6 fights, then what are they doing over there with the nutritionists? What they doing to be able to gain 25 to 30 pounds within 24 hours? They're doing way more than just drinking just only water. You can Google that if you don't believe me. I'm not a medical health professional. But according to MayoClinic.com and the other sources that I've researched, that's impossible for a human body to gain 25 pounds within 24 hours by just drinking water alone. I'm talking about when I say drinking, I mean consuming it from cup or bottle to mouth. Hmm? Shane Mosley said back in my day, if I was doing what they're doing now, all hell would be raised. So my question to Shane is, what are they doing over there? Shane Mosley didn't want no parts of it. See how he kept backing out? Y'all seen that? Hey, that's not my expertise. I don't know what's going. What they doing? I don't know. I wouldn't do it if I don't know what they. That's hey. They got their own system. I don't know. So then, what you telling us all this other stuff for? Then you should have kept your mouth shut, Shane. If you wasn't going to speak on it, you gave to me. I think he shouldn't have said nothing. He should just say, "Oh, I don't know what's going on. I'm just a trainer. That's not my expertise," and left it alone. But he still kept talking, raising more questions, raising more suspicions. Hey, don't get mad at me. This is what Shane Mosley said. He said there's a nutritionist over there. So I got a question. 2 questions. Number 1, is the nutritionist Victor Conte? Yes or no? And number two, if it's not Victor Conti, then what do they need snack for then if they already have a nutritionist? We need answers. And guess what? The answers that we need, we're going to see them tonight. Because Devin Haney, in my opinion, is going to run through Ramirez. We know Ramirez is a come-at-me fighter. He's a come, walk forward, throw as many punches as you can fighter. And he's not an accurate puncher. This is not to knock Ramirez. He does have a good left hook. But let me be clear on something. Devin Haney's going to see that left hook from 2 blocks away, 2 miles away. In other words, other people were saying, well, hey, Ramirez got a left hand too. Ryan Garcia said that. Press conference. Day before yesterday. Oh, man, hey, Devin Haney better worry about Ramirez. Ramirez got a left hand too. But guess what the difference is? Ryan Garcia has speed and power with the left hand. Ramirez don't. That's the difference. It's the velocity of the punch. That's the difference. Look at Ramirez when he fought Arnold Barboza Jr. Just go in and watch that fight. You'll see. And I think it's going to be a more decisive fight. This fight is right down the Haney's alleyway. Devin Haney and Bill Haney, this is their business model. I'm not mad at them. Make the money you can with the easiest way possible. It's boxing. Jose Ramirez is the naturally smaller fighter in this fight. Jose Ramirez is the older fighter in this fight. Am I right or wrong? Okay, then. This is right down Devin Haney's alleyway. He fight older fighters in age and smaller fighters in weight. And guess what? They don't be black either. So there's 3 things that Devin Haney is comfortable with when it comes to the business model of the Haneys. Non-black fighters or non-African American fighters, fighters who are older in age, and fighters who are smaller in weight. Very simple. Devin Haney's physique is the telltale factor in this fight. He's on the snack program. He never got tired in that Ryan Garcia fight after being knocked down 4 or 5 times, officially 3 times. And he ain't going to get tired tonight against no Ramirez. This is going to be the coming out party for Haney. And he's with Sugar Shane Mosley, who's now saying that he taught Devin Haney how to be more improved with how to punch. So his punching power is increased. And I'm going to leave y'all with this last point. Sugar Shane Mosley said that Devin Haney will stop Jose Ramirez in the 6th round. So since Shane said that, I'm going to come back and say this. Watch the rounds closely between Devin Haney and Arnold Barboza. They are both with the snack program and Victor Conti. And I've proven to you all time and time again, no one else in boxing has done it but me. I've proven to you all in the 1st round, 2nd round, 3rd round, 6th round, 9th round, and 10th round, the snack fighters' performances are more enhanced. So watch out for Devin Haney and Arnold Barboza in those rounds. The 1st round, 2nd round, 3rd round, 6th round, 9th round, 10th round. You're going to see the excruciating power. And guess what? When we come back to talk about the fight tomorrow, I want y'all to come back and remember that I have the tape on everything that I said. You know what? I'm doing way too much talking.